rage constantly, begging for money constantly. Have I said one word about supporting the stream yet today?
You literally e-begged at the start of all this shit. The fuck you mean? So the other day, DSP saw his Slay the Spire VODs flop, and he immediately went into full cope mode. Homie started acting like his streams are some damn business, and not like he's some guy in his 40s sitting in his chair, eye-humping his chat for donos. He kept saying that he doesn't give a shit about numbers, while very obviously crying about numbers. He was salty that Resident Evil Requiem did way better on his channel, and even saltier that other, more popular streamers can pull bigger views without doing things his way. Bro, his whole ass rant turned into him pretending he's above the algorithm, like chasing trends is beneath his ass. Well, now he's back with an even dumber follow-up where he claims his content is, quote, meaningful. Yeah, meaningful. He literally called his content timeless. The balls of that. It's not just good, or honest, or entertaining, it's fucking timeless. Oh, wait, hold on. It gets even better. Because on top of all that shit, he says reaction channels, commentary creators, and people who cover him are basically parasites leeching off of other people's work. So anyway, let's hear this self-appointed emperor of online content explain what meaningful means. His delusions are off the charts, man.
Okay, someone tipped $2 as you say you make meaningful content. Could you elaborate? Sure. Here's the difference between slop and meaningful content. Okay? Slop. Slop is literally content anyone can make. It can be made any day of the week at any moment. It's minimal effort and maximum profits because it preys upon human nature. It preys upon the weak. It preys upon the exploitable people, gullible people. Okay? So, for example, what do I consider slop? All right? Someone who literally just sits around all day.
Jesus Christ, this guy loves to fucking hear himself talk. Damn, man. Anyway, he considers slop content something anybody can make, requires minimal effort, and it maximizes profits, and that it preys upon the masses who are dumber than the idiot behind said content. You know, I agree. That makes sense. But you know what's hilarious, though, is he's literally describing what he does. He cuts his stream on, which is done by taking a few seconds to click on the Start Streaming button on OBS or Streamlabs. It takes zero effort. Yeah, you could argue that setting it up is time consuming, but once you get that shit set up, all you gotta do is hit the damn button. Once he does that, he just sits on his ass and plays video games. The on-demand videos he makes are literal recordings of his stream captures. Uploads it, unedited by the way. He just presses record, and after some time, he presses the stop record button and throws that up on his YouTube. He spends less than 2 minutes making the thumbnail, and for the life of me, I don't get why he isn't self-aware enough to call that shit slop too. I don't know if he was being for real or if he was just projecting.
Okay? For me, I want to make content that, first of all, is timeless. And when I say that, I mean, you can watch my playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem as the game comes out. You could watch it right now. You could watch it in a month. You could watch it in a year. You could watch it in 10 years. It's still just as good, just as entertaining, and it's timeless. You see? It'll always be pertinent because it's representative of the time that game came out. You can see my thoughts about, honestly, what the game was. Whether it's, I really like this game, or, man, I'm frustrated at this part, right? Reacting to the scares or whatever. That's timeless content. That's meaningful content because it's genuine.
I sat through the first 3 Requiem VODs, and it's exactly like your Slay the Spire VODs, bro. Nothing about either game screamed timeless to me. Your first Requiem VOD? Yeah, I'll give you that. You were hella excited and engaged with your chat. I don't blame you because Requiem was a really good game. And as a lifelong Resident Evil fan, to be honest with you, I get why you were excited for it. I was too. But bro, after your second VOD, you went back to your usual ways. You know what? Nah, I'll give you props for another thing. I like how well composed you are for your VOD introductions. Like for real, you made me forget how boring you are that you friggin' hooked me in with it. That's how decent you were. I sound like a hater, and I'm not, I swear. I'm just a connoisseur for internet dumpster fires. But when you have the balls to call your content timeless, bro, this nigga timeless. Just a few days ago, you were bitching about how more successful streamers were popular just because they just are. You could clearly feel how jealous you sounded over this. You didn't outright say it, but you kinda clowned on Burnt Peanut. Yeah, his VTuber avatar isn't for everybody, and calling it low effort is about the only negative thing you can say about him. That guy's content is timeless. He's actually funny. He actually interacts with his chat, unlike you. I tried real hard, bro, to give you the benefit of the doubt. So I went to watch your first 3 Slay the Spire VODs, and man, dude, it was literally the same shit, but on a different game. Again, I really like the way you introduce yourself and greet the viewer. But unfortunately, man, like that's the only cool thing about your content, and that's not saying much. On part 1 of that game, bro, like almost 20 minutes in, you bitch at your kick chat for complaining. It was a recording, so I couldn't see the chat, but I'm willing to bet they were talking shit for how absolutely boring their viewing experience was. You don't interact with anybody. You literally say your intro and you get lost in the game. You could argue that you're learning the game, so you couldn't really focus on your chat. Yeah, I get that to an extent, but when you start getting complaints, it's time to change it up. Yo punk ass is on the clock. And honestly, my dumbass thought you were gonna start paying attention to your viewers more. Lord forgive me for being so stupid, but bro, it's like you doubled down on not interacting. The only times you spoke to chat was when you got lazy and let them make choices for you in game. It's like, I mean, I'm a lazy ass myself, but man, seeing that shit trips me out over how you're seriously left perplexed when you don't reach your goals. And that's another thing. I noticed during both of your playthroughs, you fucking narrate every damn thing that's happening on screen. It's okay to do that every now and again, especially when something funny happens, but to narrate everything? Man, hell nah. It's like, I can't let this shit go. Like, I'd get it if you were like a brand new streamer and you have nobody in your chat. Narrating is better than being quiet, you know? But you've been doing this shit for like, what, 18 years? Since basically forever? You even said in your 3rd VOD that you didn't know why the chat died all of a sudden. I refuse to believe this guy is just so full of himself that he can't see this shit.
Yes, I forget that everyone calls them lives now. Rather than live streams, they call them lives. That's like the lingo for them. But you're right. Right now, I'm being live rebroadcasted illegally. I am. That's it. They do every single day when I go live. They're already rebroadcasting me illegally, stealing my content. He says, I support you 100% and I got your back. Well, thank you, Jock. I appreciate that. Yeah, I want you to understand something. I don't care about any of the nonsense that these idiots say.
That's a laugh. You don't care what any of the nonsense that's said about you? If you didn't care, then restreamers wouldn't exist. I'll give you some leeway that, yeah, getting trolls in your streams gotta annoy the shit out of you. I get it. I'm totally with you on that. You hate policing them, and I'm sure whatever mods you have fucking hate it too. So now that I got that shit out of the way, what I meant when I said restreamers wouldn't be a thing was that he fucking bans people who give any kind of criticism. DSP just can't take it. So he has said multiple times over the years that he welcomes that shit. That as long as it's positive or constructive, he'll take it to heart. But if you've tuned into this guy enough times over the years, you know that he does the exact polar opposite. He'll ban you for giving any kind of criticism or backseat gaming, which is kind of understandable to an extent, but yeah, that's why the restreamers exist, Phil, so they can have a safe space to say whatever the fuck they want without the fear of being banned from consuming your timeless content.
That's why it's so funny, because so many people come to my channel, and when they actually start hanging out with me, they're like, what is this vibe? We're totally thrown off. We were led to believe that it's always constant toxicity, negativity, you're lashing out at people constantly, rage constantly, begging for money constantly. Have I said one word about supporting the stream yet today besides, hey, I hope that the Dragon Quest stream does well, because it's the one lower stream that I do, right? It is. Right now it's the least supported stream simply because it's Dragon Quest. People don't really like JRPGs around here. Outside of that, have I said a word about supporting the stream?
You literally e-begged at the start of all this shit. The fuck you mean? Matter of fact, here's the damn clip.
So anyone who supports this, stream today, thank you. As I've said, listen, everything else right now is going well, okay? Hollow Knight just concluded. Amazing playthrough, was very well supported. Slay the Spire 2 crushed it the other day for the first stream. Okay, RimWorld continues to perform. Street Fighter 6 continues to perform. Indies are doing good. And next week we got Crimson Desert that's going to start. Hopefully that'll do well, right? If everything else is doing well, I can have a one game that isn't doing well. But the whole idea is that everything does well. So if this stream does well, you know, I'd be ecstatic. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I'd be like, wow, this is amazing. So let's go. Let's get support for chill vibes, relaxing music, JRPGs in the house, lots of chill interactions, and, you know, lots of engagement and support. Let's go.
You started off by saying thank you for the support, which is all well and good, yeah? But then you fell into your groove and said, so let's go. Let's support for chill vibes, relaxing music, JRPGs in the house, lots of chill interactions, and the same shit I say every time I e-beg. It's not what you said, it's the way you said it. Earlier, you asked if you said one word about supporting the stream. That instead you said that you hope the Dragon Quest stream does well, because it's the one lower stream that you do. When you shilled for money at the start, the tone you used was obvious that you were clearly e-begging but being low-key about it. Rephrasing it in the way you did with the tone that you used, you made it seem like you literally said, I hope the stream goes well, when that wasn't the message you conveyed at the start, at all. Man, this guy. I remember seeing videos of him from like way back in the day when he used to go to tournaments and stuff. At the time, I kind of thought he was a prick that ran his mouth one too many times without anybody checking his ass. I kind of forgot about him until that nasty live stream moment he had some time ago. Like a few years back, I think. I occasionally drop by a stream or two if the algorithm shows him on my feed. He usually just keeps to himself and he live streams games he's generally not that good at. But man, when I heard the shit he said and with that entitled tone, hell nah, I couldn't let that shit slide. Anyways, I swear I'm not a hater. I just hate seeing bullshit coming out of people's mouths. But that about does it for me. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.